to another episode of DOX'N REALITY. And I am your host, Mr. Paradox. The topic I have for you right now was inspired by Minister Jap's latest show. When you realize you become a German Shepherd Part 2. So as you know, this is pretty recent. Alright, this has also been combining with other knowledge that I've picked up over the years. Should we, as black men, be campaigning to date outside our race? Or, procreate outside of our race? Now, we need to understand that race is a construct. Biblical knowledge does not speak of race, it speaks of nations. And within different nations, of course, there are different methods of handling business or how they different customs, I should say. Now, there are certain channels that say, no, black is black, or white with white, and Asian with Asian and all that. I'm like, yeah, but like you see, the Bible, it doesn't really explicitly mention skin color like it's like that big a deal. When you speak of the Bible, of course, like those are the mannerisms of niggas. Hard-headedness, stiff-neckedness, hardiness, loudmouthness. Sound like an average black bitch, right? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But every now and then, you have what we considered mixed children, or some people call them, mamzers. Children born out of from a estranged woman or something like that. Now. And then when they say, a black stay with black, they'll try to use Nehemiah, they'll try to use Deuteronomy. And I've read through Deuteronomy and Nehemiah. Now, yes, words say that, but what was the context of being told those things? Like with Nehemiah, I'm led to believe that those women, you gotta understand, at that point, they had been been in captivity for quite some time. They had children with all these, foreign women and all that. And at that time, a lot of the historical Israel's culture had been lost. Because, your enemy comes in, they go up in there and fuck up your history, rewrite it, add shit, change shit, and then hide it. And so in the event that you do find it, you all fucked up. You don't know how you're supposed to do it. Other nations at this point had realized that yes, their God is real. Their God does do damage. He is not on no bull. He is real. We need to keep these motherfuckers away from him. So, marrying our women and whatnot. But it's like, what was the context? Well, these women turning the black men, the men of Israel, into idolaters, worshiping false gods. And were they teaching their children to do the same? Because when you get to the end of that chapter, or close to the end of that chapter, it said there was a, weeping gnashing of teeth, men had to part from their families and whatnot. Now, I'm trying to figure out, why were they crying so hard, though? Like, was it because you had to leave the woman, or because you realized, like, man, this bitch got me over here worshiping all these false gods, and, you went back to your customs, and the bitch didn't want to convert to your customs, be submitted under you because you had all this freedom in Babylon. I'm thinking that's what it was. I'm thinking that back then, what we're seeing now, where the children are speaking out against their fathers and whatnot, women just don't want to be led, they don't want to be wives. And I'm thinking that's what happened back then. Men were so in love, so used to be, stepping down, not leading, that when it was time to actually make a radical change, it was sort of like a self-actualization. That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to take them into captivity like that. It sounds like a lot of the masculinity had been bred out of them since they were, crying like bitches like that, over these women. That's what I'm thinking. And then they'll use Deuteronomy. You shouldn't go, go outside your nation and all that. But no, in Deuteronomy, the verse they're referring specifically to 7 specific tribes. One of them, of course, was the Moabites. Now, and then what was the reason given for not fucking with those other nations? Because they were they were mixed with fallen angel DNA. And yes, this is a real thing. The books are out there. You can actually go read it. the Book of Enoch, the Apocrypha, books of Jasher, Jubilees, and a few other ones. You go look this up. This is not no bullshit. But Deuteronomy said Moabite. The reason why the Moabites and the Ammonites, of course, Moab and Ammon. What were Lot's daughter's names? Either way, if y'all know the story of Lot, after he escaped the city of Sodom with his 2 daughters, his wife looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt and all that, because she, missed the city and missed all the evil shit they were doing, so she was comfortable there. So, hey, bitch, you want to be comfortable? Like, I told you not to look back, bitch. You gonna listen to me or them? Anyway, Lot and his daughter went into a cave to hide out for a few days. So they said, well, we must bear children. I'll tell you, our clock is running out. So I'm not sure how old they were, but I'm not sure what the fuck they got wine at neither. But yeah, they got their father drunk off wine. When he was drunk, they went up. They each went back there and essentially fucked their dad and bore children by their dad. So yeah, the children they bore sons Moab and Ammon. Yeah. So yeah, that's where the Moabites and the Ammonites come from. So you can see why the Bible would forbid you to not fuck with them until after a certain period of time, until after all that incest had been bred the fuck out of them. It says that. And yeah, the context, all the other nations, you were at war with them. Like don't even look at them. Like fuck all that shit. They can be over there throwing it back, sucking dick. Like fuck all that. Kill the women with children, especially the children, because DNA been motherfucking fire. They probably look like vampires, demons, or what you would call ghouls and shit. That's probably why. But, and I'm saying all that to say this. Look at how all women act these days. A lot of them, like, you listen to some of the shit they do, and it's like, like, you kind of be scared to stick your dick in one of them. Like, imagine somebody just nutted up in the bitch, and you going right behind sticking your dick in there. It's kind of like, it kind of makes you shudder at the thought. I don't know, niggas that pull and do that, they don't care. But a motherfucker like myself, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. Fuck no. And a lot of women do that. Now, I'm not saying Mexican women are any better, but at least they know how to treat their man. And Latin women do cheat a lot. I've seen videos where them bitches have been infected with the whoredom of some of these black women, man. They've been infected with the Cardi B's, they've been infected with the Meg Thee Stallion syndrome, the Lil Kim, the Trainer. Yes, I'm talking about all these hoes, because if you can tell a lot about a bitch by the shit she listens to. And so far, following my instinct on that, I've not been wrong. I hear a bitch pull up listening to trap music. Okay. I hear a bitch pull up listening to somebody like YFN, Lucci, or Gucci Mane. I'm like, oh, okay. She's probably one of them bitches that rolls blunts. And then some of these bitches just listen to her talk. They will tell you they just straight up be just smoking loud. It's like, oh, okay. The femininity in your ass is just non-existent at this point. And then some of their voices is deeper than mine. Like some of these bitches' voices is deeper than Barry White's. Yeah, it's that real. Shit, go back and look at one of Tommy Sotomayor's shows. He had a woman up on there where every time she talked, niggas thought she was a nigga. Like I said, it's kind of off topic, but should we be procreating or doing all this stuff outside of our race? I would say, I really don't think God gives a fuck. Because he says it himself. He is not a respecter of character, of person. Pretty much, I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be the richest nigga in the world, the poorest nigga in the world. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And the wisdom of Solomon even Hell, Proverbs even tells you like what to look for in a woman. Notice it does not mention skin color, it does not mention nation. It mentions a woman, Proverbs 31, a woman that will submit to you, but bitch is not lazy though. She helps you without even being asked. She is, well, what's that word? She's submissive but firm in certain things. She will call your ass out when you are wrong. Like I said, she's submissive, but she ain't no sheep. She's not no, damn, like bright as a motherfucker. Okay, much better, I think. Ooh. Looks like the aliens are trying to communicate with me today. But yeah, it's better to live on the roof of your house than to share a room or share a house with an unruly woman. We've read these scriptures before. At least I hope we have. And all I gotta say, I wish I would have been reading through this reading through the Bible, read all that. I wish I would have read through all that before I started messing with that ex bitch of mine. Boy, I would have saved myself a lot of goddamn money, a lot of goddamn time. Boy, but hard head makes for a soft ass. But I'm just saying, it's getting to the point where you might just have to go out of your race. You might just have to. A lot of the Hebrew Israelites community is not gonna like this, but I don't care. You find a partner for you that like follows the commandments. Like the fuck is this like royal bloodline shit gonna do in anything here? Okay, bitch can be 100% pure royalty, but if her attitude is dog shit, then what use is her skin color? When they mention a mixed multitude, I don't remember reading shit or hearing shit about skin tone. It just says nation. Now, last time I checked, a nation doesn't necessarily have one shade. I don't know, maybe I could be mistaken upon that. Then you also gotta take into account, what else is not the same? Shit, I'm guessing that's the end of that train of thought, but let me know what y'all think, man. Oh, I'm not necessarily saying go do it, but all I'm saying is think of the context and think of why what was said was being said when it was written. Like people who use that Bible as a sword, hey, you need to strike back. Don't just take what somebody else says, and if you don't get the same thing they get out of it, then like different interpretations. I'm not saying it's meant to be interpreted. Then they'll also try to use that book of Tobit. Do not hate yourself to not choose a woman from your own race. Like, yeah, but what was the context of that? Like, if your women are more evil than what the heathen or the so-called heathen are doing, then why the fuck would you like really choose? Why would you choose your woman who acts worse than the heathen? Like, if the heathen acts better than your wife, then cut that bitch off. People are not gonna like that. I don't care. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Just something to give you something to think about. But yeah, this has been DOX'N REALITY. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, or leave your comments below. And make sure you tune in for more episodes. It's Paradox, over and out.